Namaste. Good morning. Welcome to your practice. Really nice that you carved out this space for yourself. So finding a comfortable seat, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your legs, you can sit in a chair, whatever gives you a comfortable few moments. Just to start the practice with intention. So bringing your hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. And then just letting your head bow, letting your neck get long at the back. Noticing your breath in the belly or in the chest. And with your head down, letting the breath come into the back body, underneath your angel wings, underneath your scapula. Breathe into that part of the body. Just a couple more conscious breaths, allowing the body, the breath, the mind to unite. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past, present. A special prayer of thanksgiving for Babaji. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, and with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. Find an intention for your morning, for your practice. Letting this sankalpa resonate with you throughout your body, and then repeating it to yourself 3 times. Just repeating your intention. And then thinking of something or someone to which to offer your practice today. Going beyond yourself. And then letting those 2 thoughts slip out of your mind down into your heart space. You can bring them back at the end of class. So for now, just focusing again on the breath. Release your head just a little bit. I'm going to chant 1 Om, and if you can join in with me, that would be wonderful. Exhaling the breath wherever you are. Inhaling to chant. Letting the sound of creation just wash over you. And then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. And interlace the fingers. And for a moment, just press over to the right. Just press to the right a little bit. Take a gaze out towards your fingers and your knuckles. And then bring them slightly up overhead, not too far, not too much. Bring yourself back front and center. And then release them. Good, just relax them for a moment in your lap. And then reach the arms up, over to the left. Press away, not too high. Then begin to rise up with the arms a little bit. And then back over to the center. And then letting go. Good, just that little bit of opening, extending twist. Take an inhale and head over to the right. Exhale, return 3 times. Inhale, right. Resist against your breath. Exhale, return. Keep your face looking at me. Inhale. And exhale. So that we're really making sure we're doing the twist with our torso, not with our head and neck. Okay? 3 times to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then lean back on your sit bones. We're going to go into a V shape for a moment. Just getting yourself nice and tall, sitting on your sit bones. Your knees may be facing me. I'm facing this way so that you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. So at someone's request today, we're going to work on our tensor fascia lata, this muscle that is connected here underneath our iliotibial band, or IT band, that some of you may have heard about. Place where it's a very hard piece of fascia that goes from our hips all the way down to the tibia. So it's a nice, to the bottom of the tibia. It's a very nice stable structure, but underneath it is a muscle that has a tendency to get very tight. So just playing with that for a moment. Go ahead and extend your left leg, and then extend your right leg, and lean back. Good. So if you feel this muscle beginning to engage there for a moment, that's what we're looking for. And then draw your knees in, come up nice and tall, pull your chest through your arms, through your shoulders. And then as you exhale, put your feet on the floor and get round. Inhale, come up, toes off the floor, curling. And exhale, toes to the floor, get round. This is our little different version of cat pose. Coming up, toes off the floor, barely draw in the shins, sitting up on your sit bones. And exhale. Inhale, draw up, look up. And exhale. Good. And then just for a moment, stretching out your left leg. Just stretching it out for a moment. Holding on to your right toe and just lifting up. And the knee can stay bent. Good. And then bringing the foot over for a moment and lifting it up. Just bringing it over and lift it up. Over and up. Over and up. Good. And then release. Sitting up nice and tall, Dandasana, sitting on your sit bones. And then bending up the left leg for a moment. Reach in the inside and grab your big toe. And extend. And then take the heel outside of the other leg and up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Good. Then release that leg, sitting tall in Dandasana. One more, seated cat. So bending your knees, placing yourself firmly on the floor, feet, bottom, and create a V with your spine and your thigh bones. Create a V. So my arms are straight as I can get them, holding on to the front of the shins. And as I inhale, I'm going to pull my chest through, gaze up. And as I exhale, lean down, get round. But keep the feet on the floor this time. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Good. Coming into neutral, sitting up on top of your sit bones. And then letting your legs open as the soles of the feet come together. Just bringing the soles of the feet together. Good. Sitting nice and tall. Great. And then bring the outsides of the knees in for a moment. And one more time with that boat pose. I just want to make really sure we understand where this muscle, where the muscles are that we're working with. So again, hands behind the knees. Begin to draw the shins up to parallel. And this may be exactly where you feel it, and that may be plenty. For others, you may want to extend your feet. You may want to let go of your hands. Just feeling in the legs where you feel the tension, quadriceps, and usually the TFL. Come out of it, nice and tall. And then we're going to cross our legs and go over into our table pose. Okay, so a nice tall table. And you probably want to be like this toward me, but I want you to see what happens with my legs as I do this, okay? So I'm gonna extend and place my left foot on the floor. My left foot is on the floor. Then I'm gonna lift only as far as the line is parallel. So if I look down, I can see all 5 toes are pointing toward the floor. Nothing is rotated. All 5 toes are pointing toward the floor. Good. Breathing. Press through the heel. And then bend the knee and lift a tiny bit, small amount. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then extend the leg back again. Press through the heel. Release the foot to the floor. Restabilize. Push through your hands and arms. Stay strong. And release the knee. Good. Now, left foot back. Reach through the heel. You're on the ball of the foot initially to get really stable through that whole of your left leg. Then lift parallel to the floor, no further. Reach through the heel, strong leg. The whole of the leg needs to work. Press through the heel, breathing, find your breath. And then bend the knee and little tiny lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then stretch it out parallel. Release it. Release the knee. Good. And then sit back for a moment on your heels. Nice and tall in Vajrasana. Good. Breathing. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add a little external rotation this time, okay? So just like you took the left leg back, take the left leg back, press through the heel a lot. Lift it to parallel. So the toes are facing the floor. If I look back down at my toes, they're facing the floor. Good. And then now on purpose, I'm going to externally rotate the leg and draw it out to the side. Press the floor away with your arms. Press away, press away. And then sweep the toes back. And then lower the hip to parallel. Release the foot, release the knee. Excellent. Okay, back with the right foot reaching back. Lift the foot off the floor to parallel. No rotation. Notice the difference, rotation, no rotation. Now we're going to externally rotate, which means we're taking our toes out to the side and then drawing the leg around as far as it comes. One leg, one hip may be different than the other. Push the floor away. Breathe. And then sweep the toe and the leg and the foot and everything back. Toe again, facing the ground. Relax the foot to the floor. Relax the knee to the floor. You can take a wide-legged child's pose, but if you have eye pressure problems or glaucoma, remember that child's pose is also an inversion if your hips are higher than your head. But you can also take child's pose by opening your hips and coming down to your forearms and relaxing your head. So it may not be a full-on child's pose if you have any eye pressure problems. You can also take a pillow. As long as your hips and your head are in the same plane. The rest of you can take your forehead to the floor, wherever it goes. And then begin to press the floor away. Press, press, press. Coming up. Good. Begin to curl your toes under. Come up into a very wide-legged squat. Legs are way out to the side. Coming up. Good. So balancing here for a moment. If you have a chair or something you'd like to hold on to, great. We're going to take the arms up overhead and exhale them down to our heart. Open them up, inhale them up, exhale them down. Take them back, inhale them up, exhale them down. One more time, take them back, inhale them up, and exhale them to your heart. Good. So also it's going to depend on how you get to where we're going. We're going to stand. You're welcome to take a forward bend between now and then. We're going to stand. So if you have any eye pressure problems, just stand up slowly. See if you can stay on the ball of the foot, challenge yourself, and go up slowly. For the rest of us, putting your hands down on the floor. Begin to come up onto the ball of the foot. Bring the knees back, front and center. Roll your heels toward the floor and relax your upper body. Let the chin curl in, crown of the head toward the floor. Knees can be deeply bent. And then bringing our hands to above the knees. Take an inhale and gaze forward. Find yourself parallel to the floor as much as you can with the spine. And then exhale, rest of the way up. Good. So we're going to do some leg lifts, just little tiny leg lifts. I have a chair and I have a wall. So I can decide if I want to use either of those for lifting my leg. Okay. I'm going to use the chair for a moment. All right. So I'm facing the chair, front facing the chair. You can use a wall, any piece of furniture, grab something, just put it up here. Okay. So we're going to peel off the left heel, bring up the left leg, extend out the left leg, place it on the chair, and then pull up the toes on your standing right leg. Wrap all the muscles on the right leg to the bone, bringing your arms up overhead. Wrap the muscles to the bone. And exhale, arms out to the side, releasing slowly. And then take the foot off the chair and relax. Now we're going to peel up the right heel, draw up the right leg, extend the right leg, and then place it on the chair. Lift the toes of your standing left foot. Really engage all the muscles on the leg, especially that muscle at the top of the hip. Notice how that engages as you lift your toes. Knee is not locked. Quadriceps are firm. Arms up overhead. And release. Good. So that time I went low to a nice low chair. Now I'm going to grab a strap if I have one. And if I don't have one, that's okay. I'm going to play with the top of the chair. Good. So if I have a strap, I'm going to just wrap it around. We'll start with our left foot. Just wrap it around my left foot. Bending the knee. And then opening the leg. Now I can hold here with my strap, but I'm going to, again, lift through the standing leg, lift the toes on my right foot, and I can always rest my left heel on the top of the chair for a moment as I lift through the right leg. Right belly, totally engaged, left belly, engaged, and somewhat compressed by that flex leg. Good. Breathing. Keep lifting the toes on your right foot. And then if you're on a chair or something, lift off, release the leg, and walk it out just a little bit. Good. And then placing the strap under your right foot. A tie, like a man's tie, works really well. A belt, any kind of strap or belt. A cinta típica, one of our typical belts around here. So I'm going to lift and bend the right knee, begin to extend the leg, and I'm going to rest mine on my chair. Because my focus is my standing leg. Lifting through my left leg and hip. Belly very engaged, breath is into the ribs, not into the belly. Gazing forward, breathing. Keep lifting your left toes. Good, and then slowly begin to lift the leg a little bit more to get it off where it is. Release the strap, release the leg. Walk just a little bit. Good. And then standing nice and tall, find your Tadasana. Release your arms, close your eyes. Take 6 or 7 breaths, and now you can use your belly. Relax your belly, your pelvic floor, your shoulders, your jaw. Maybe put a little smile on your face that relaxes your face muscles. Good, and then inhale and letting your eyes again flutter open. Great. So we're going to do one more thing, but this time we're going to add some external rotation. So I'm going to keep my chair close to me for a balance point as I show you this pose, because it's hard to show and breathe and talk and do at the same time. So I'm taking the strap and putting it around my left foot, and I'm facing front and forward, but I'm holding onto the chair. You could hold onto the wall or anything that's close to you, okay? I'm lifting the toes on both feet to really engage, to super engage my right hip, right leg. Good. Then drape the toes down. Feel the whole of the foot, side, side, back, front, the whole of the foot arch lifting. And then slowly begin to bend your left knee. Good. Just bending the left knee. Extending the foot out, trying to get a straight leg. Push into your foot on the floor. And then gently open the leg. Don't let your hips go with the leg. Hips are facing forward. Breathing. And then bring the leg back, front and center. Keep everything else the same. Press through the heel, both heels, pressing, pressing, pressing. Bend the knee and relax your left leg. Good. You could just turn away from me or move your chair to the other side, however you want to do the other side. So now, right foot firmly placed in your strap. And if you don't have a strap, I'm going to show you how I would do it. No strap at all. I'm just going to bend my right leg. I'm going to hold on to my right shin. And then as I begin to externally rotate the right leg, notice everything else is front and center. I'm going to extend the leg out and hold underneath the knee. Breathe and really press into the standing leg on the floor. Left leg super firm. Hips facing the screen or me or the wall, wherever you're squared, but the hips did not go with the leg. And then bring the leg back, front and center, press through the heel. Bend the knee. And then lower the leg. Good. Walk it out just a little bit. Excellent. And then if you do have a chair, you might keep it in front of you for this next pose. We're going to do our wide-legged ghost pose. So opening up, Upavista Konasana, wide-legged angle. And then slowly allow yourself to take the whole trunk over, whole trunk. Everything goes with you from your hip socket. So no waist bending, whole trunk and everything goes. And if you have a chair, you can put your hands here. If you have blocks or the floor, wherever you can have a nice long spine. Breathing. You can hear my rooster in the background. Not my rooster, but he feels like he's my rooster. Good, and then heel together, toe together, heels together. See where that leaves you. Does that leave your feet underneath your knees, your ankles underneath your knees? One arm at a time, come up, press up into goddess. Make sure that your feet and your ankles and your knees have a relationship. They're stacked. That gives us a lot more stability. Knees never past the ankles. And then open the arms big and wide into goddess. Good. We're going to come up, not all the way straight. Exhale, lower. Come up. Don't quite straighten the leg. All the way to lower. Two more times. Come up, lower. Come up, and lower. Good. Letting your hands press on your thighs for a moment. Let your neck just get swallowed by your shoulders. Gaze out over your left elbow. Come back, gaze toward the front. Gaze over your right elbow. Come back, gaze toward the front. Good. Press up. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Find your Tadasana. Close your eyes. 6 or 7 breaths. Soft pelvic floor, soft belly, soft shoulders, soft jaw. And then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open, we're going to come down to the floor. Just take one more nice squat wherever you might want to squat. You may want a blanket or a pillow when you come down. We're going to do one more set of poses for your TFL, your Tensor Fasciae Latae. Sounds like a drink at Starbucks. Okay, place your hands on the floor and ease your hips down. So we're going to lie down. You're going to lie down facing me, and your bottom leg is bent to create more space. And you can have a block or anything you might like, or you can be on your elbows. So I always call this Vishnu Pose because there's a wonderful statue in Rishikesh of Vishnu laying like this while he's being fed grapes, okay? So the top leg extends out, but it is not lying down. So here it was bent and just laying on my other bent knee below, and now it's going to extend out through the heel. Very strong, okay? So we want no rotation at all. We're going to inhale, exhale. You can change the breath pattern. Inhale, exhale. You can exhale, inhale. Just one movement with each breath. And where you need the most help, put your exhale. You have more firmness, more solidity in your gut. More strength in your core on the exhale. Toes are facing me. Do not let your toes face the ceiling yet. Press through the heel. Foot is never lowering to the ground. It's staying hip distance. Good. And this next time you come up, point your toes, flex your toes, toes pointed toward me. And then very slowly, you're going to open up the leg. And now toes are pointed toward your head. Good. Come down, unrotate, and lower. Come up only as far as you can come up without rotating. Rotate, continue up, come down, unrotate, lower. Two more. Come up, rotate, all the way up, as far as you can. Come down, unrotate, lower. Last one. Come up, rotate, all the way up. Come down, unrotate, lower. Bend your knee and place that knee on the other one. Rest your whole hip. Just rest it for a moment. One more set of something to do here. So keeping that, the leg below you bent, keeping the bottom leg bent. Stretch out the upper leg. Good. Point the toes of the upper foot and reach it out. Just reach it out until the two thighs are even. So toe is pointed. You're going to drag the upper leg back with the toe pointed. Flex the foot and kick it forward in two kicks. Point the toe, drag it back. Flex the foot, kick, kick. Point the toe, drag it back. Flex the foot, kick, kick. And one more time. Point the toe, draw it as far back as you can. Draw it back, 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 back. Stay there. Breathe. Flex the foot, kick, kick. Bend the knee and rest that leg. And then we're going to do the other side. So however you want to make your way over to the other side, slowly, mindfully, purposefully. You know what you're doing on this side. You may want to put a block underneath your head and rest your head. Or you can stay propped up like Vishnu. So bottom leg is bent and nice and stable. Just rest the upper leg for a moment. Make sure that it's stable. Good, and then press out the upper leg. Press through the heel. Foot is flexed. Good, and your upper hand is just on the floor, helping you stay stable. Good, take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, lift, no rotation. Inhale, return. See if you want to switch the breath pattern. Exhale, lift. Inhale, return. You can always inhale, lift. Exhale, return. You decide. One side may seem stronger than the other. And return. No rotation. Don't lower the foot to the floor. Keep that TFL working. Coordinate breath with movement. Your belly is engaged. You're breathing into your chest. Try to get a little breath into your back body. Your upper ribs. Upper is in toward the ceiling, not upper is in your body. 3 more. Good. And then just rest it for a moment. You can bend the knee and just rest it for a sec. And then press through the heel again, nice and press. This time we're going to go into our external rotation, but not until we've gotten as far as we can possibly get with no rotation. So inhale up, toes are toward me. Rotate, lift. Lower, unrotate, lower. Lift, rotate, lift again. Lower, unrotate, lower. Lift, rotate, lift some more. Lower, unrotate, lower, not to the floor. Inhale, lift, rotate, lift, lower, unrotate, lower. Last one. Up, rotate, high, lower, unrotate, lower. Rest the knees together. Just let the leg rest. Good. And then extend through your upper leg. Extend through a lot. Point the toe. Point the toe of your upper foot. Good. And then just drag it out until the two thighs are even. Good. So you're going to exhale, take the foot back as far as it can go. Flex the foot, kick, kick to get it back. Point the toe, draw it back, flex, kick, kick. Point the toe, draw it back, flex, kick, kick. Point the toe, draw it back, flex, kick, kick. One more. Point the toe, draw it back, stay, breathe, draw it back as far as you can draw it back. Flex the foot, kick, kick. Bend the knee and rest the leg. Good, just resting for a moment. And then lower yourself gently down to your belly. All the way to your belly. You can make a little pillow with your hands resting your cheek to one side. And then the other cheek. And then bringing your forehead front and center, placing the forehead on the floor with the arms back behind you. Feet are engaged, thighs are engaged, knees will lift off the floor. Little toenails are firmly on the floor. As you inhale, begin to peel off your forehead and your shoulders. Exhale, draw your belly towards your spine. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, draw your belly toward your spine. Inhale, arms out to the side like an airplane. Exhale, bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, bend your knees and come up to a table. Good, nice table pose. So anyone with any eye pressure problems, we're going to do an inversion. This inversion is called Shashangasana, rabbit pose. So it is nothing up, up, up. It is from right here in kneeling. So those of you who have any eye pressure problems might do cat pose while we're doing this. Something else active that does not require you to put your head below your hips. For the rest of us, we're going to go down onto our forearms. We're taking this with a modification and a variation. If you know Shashangasana and want to take the full pose, be my guest. For the rest of us, we're going to do this modified. Elbows and wrists are on the floor. Gaze front and center between your hands. As you inhale, begin to fill out the spine, curl the chest. Draw your ears between your shoulders, and exhale, look forward. So maybe watch me do this once, but don't do it, don't watch and do it at the same time. I'm gonna exhale, belly to spine, curl my ears between my shoulders, and then inhale, look forward. So watch this one last thing. I'm gonna have to take my arms a little wider because this time as I go, I wanna put a little tiny, maybe half a pound of weight on the crown of my head. This is not for you if you're on your menstrual cycle. So just drop your bottom down and rest. The rest of us are staying in this pose for a few more breaths. Just a little bit of weight on the head, a tiny bit of weight at Shiva. Thighs are perpendicular to the floor, spine is curled. Breathing, breathe into your back body. Keep your belly engaged, no belly breathing. Press the tops of the feet firmly into the floor. Push away from the floor with your forearms, lift your head up. Begin to gaze forward a little bit, and then walk yourself back into extended child's. Forearms are on the floor, forehead or chin to touch. On your next inhale, begin to look out toward your hands, coming up. And then you make a choice today, Advasana or Shavasana. Advasana is on your belly. So you can just rest on your belly, head to one side, or rest on your back in our traditional corpse pose. Find your resting posture and be there. If you have on glasses, take them off. Letting go, muscle to bone. Sending the breath into the extremities and letting the breath relax you completely. ever so gently, bringing your awareness into the body and letting the breath deepen just a little. Whether you're on your belly or your back, considering stretching and shrinking and stretching and shrinking. And then when you're ready, letting yourself go to one side, curled up in embryo pose. And then slowly begin to press the floor away, let yourself spiral up into a comfortable seat. Feeling yourself tall and spine long. Just letting your body relax into the space that you're in. This morning, I'd like for us to do a pranayama that is really simple. We're going to inhale through our nose in 4 counts and exhale through our mouth in 8 counts. We're just going to inhale nose, 4 counts, and exhale mouth, 8 counts. Chest breath only. Chest breath only. Okay? Then we're going to switch in just a moment. All right? So chest breath only, exhaling the breath all the way out. Just exhale through your nostrils. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Lengthen the exhale, pull in the inhale. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Three more on your own. And then letting your breath fall into its natural pattern, just falling and finding your natural breath. And then our next pranayama, we're going to do an abdominal breath. So our belly will expand on the inhale, and the inhale will come in through our mouth, and the exhale out our nose. Okay? So we're going to draw that inhale in, hold it for just a brief second, and exhale it out the nose. Okay? Let's start always with our exhalation. Inhale belly, exhale nose. Inhale belly through the mouth. Close your mouth, exhale nose. 2 more. Inhale belly, in the mouth. Exhale, nose. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Just notice how it made you feel, if you feel cooler on one than the other. Resting into the breath for a moment. Finding your natural breath pattern. And then doing one more breath. This breath, we're going to push all the air out with the belly. Really push it all out, push it all out, push it all out. And then we're going to release the belly and let the breath come in. And you'll hear a little like a sigh, okay? So exhaling the breath all the way out. Pull the belly into the spine. Pull, 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 pull. Release. Through the nose. Exhale. Through the nose. Exhale. Belly releases. Inhale, nose. But you'll hear the little sigh. Exhale. Belly to spine. Pull, pull, pull. Release the belly. Breath rushes in. 5 more of these abdominal breaths on your own. Exhaling the breath through the nose, both inhale and exhale. Release the belly, inhale. One last abdominal breath. And then falling into your natural breathing pattern. Reflecting on body, breath, mind. And then slowly as you inhale, just bringing the hands into the heart. So completing our pranayama practice and moving into our meditation. So we'll spend the next 5 minutes on the 5 elements. We'll let ourselves go from the most subtle area down to the most grounded. All the way from ether to air to fire to water to earth. I'll use a hand mudra. You're welcome to join me. And as you're on that element, just thinking about its qualities. Let's start with ether. The tip of the thumb touching the tip of the middle finger and just resting the other fingers open on your lap. Exhaling the breath all the way out. Akash, inhale. Thinking and using your mind, space in the body, space outside of the body. Space inside the body, space outside the body. Hum, 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 hum. Moving to the next element of air, tucking your index finger into the base of the thumb, wrapping the thumb around the knuckle of the index finger. Other fingers are open, resting on your legs. Air, prana, vayu, the principle of movement. Movement inside of the body, movement outside of the body. Wind, movement, inside and out. Yang, 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 yang. Fire, moving into the fire element. The ring finger, the thumb touching the first knuckle of the ring finger, letting the hands rest gently on your lap. Tejas, Agni, principle of fire, metabolic fire inside the body, the mitochondria, the digestive fire. Fire outside, the core of Mother Earth. Fire that starts new life. The principle of fire inside and out. Rang, 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 rang. Water. The tip of the thumb to the tip of the pinky finger, and just resting the fingers on the legs. Water element, liquidity in the body, the blood and the lymph, the saliva. Outside of the body, the rivers and oceans and streams. Liquidity inside and out. Bang, 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 bang. And Mother Earth, the tip of the ring finger to the tip of the thumb. Prithvi, solidity, bones, muscles, structure, teeth, buildings, rocks, minerals outside. Lung, 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 lung. Completing our meditation and bringing our hands to the heart, Anjali. Any merit we may have earned this morning in our practice of yoga, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. In your mind, find your intention, find your offering, letting it slip down out of your mind into your heart, that heart-mind connection. And then symbolically out of your heart into the very palms of your hands and lift them up Let them go off into the universe. Bringing the hands back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. I'm coming to you. Just a moment. Okay, so now there is a setting where you can unmute yourself by pressing your space bar or by hitting the little microphone on the top of your screen. If you have any questions, let me go to gallery view so I can see more of your beautiful faces. Great. Anybody have any questions about the practices, the pranayama, the meditation, anything that we've done this morning? You know what I forgot to tell you is tomorrow, if you join in, it's going to be in Spanish. I've decided to do 1 day a week in Spanish. And for those of you English speakers who don't learn Spanish, you can do what the Spanish speakers do who come to my class here in Antigua, which is suffer through and follow what I'm doing rather than knowing every word I say. And if you're taking remedial Spanish, this is a great time for you to buff up your Spanish a little bit, okay? So Tuesdays are going to be in Spanish. I hope you will join me. And I promise we're not going to do anything otherworldly than what we've been doing. So those of you who've been coming all along will recognize a lot of what we're doing in Spanish though, okay? So I hope that you will join. I just want to see how many people come in Spanish, and if that happens, then I may do 2 classes a week in Spanish and the 5 classes in English. And someone asked if did I do it on the weekend? Well, of course, because there's 7 days a week and this is a daily class. I forget that there are people who aren't in the restaurant business. For us, daily means 7 days a week. And I know that for people who have a work world sort of thing, that it's Monday through Friday, but classes are every day. So you're so welcome to be here every single day. Sunday is very gentle. Sunday, it's super gentle. But hopefully Jean is still on because we worked on the Tensor Fasciae Latae for her. And if you want to get mad at her for working your Tensor Fasciae Latae so hard, not really. It's good for all of us. Anybody, any questions about anything? I noticed that this morning, well, last night our president gave us 2 more weeks of curfew and restrictions, which I think are really good. A lot of people that have been in quarantine are starting to come out of quarantine. And several people who've had the virus here have come out. 10 people are okay now. So we have 32, and that counts those 10 who are okay, but 32 people who have had it. So I know we all want to strengthen our breath. We all want to really work with our lungs and our breath. So that abdominal breathing, if I could only teach you one thing, it would be the abdominal breath. To exhale and pull it out. Asthmatics, that's the breath I try to work with people when they have asthma, because they lose control as the breath moves more sympathetic into the upper chest region. So you just have to exhale it, exhale it, exhale it. You can even hunch the body over, like when you get into that sort of panic feeling, you can exhale, 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 exhale until there's nothing left. And obviously there's something left because I'm still talking. In just a moment, I'll get all the breath out. And then I stand up with my inhale, and it reminds me that it's my exhale that commands how much inhale I can get. If I don't have a good exhale, I can't get a good inhale, ever, ever. It's super important that we understand that. We do not, our hypothalamus is not activated to tell us to breathe because we need oxygen. The hypothalamus is activated to tell us to breathe when we have too much CO2, too much CO2. And I want to ask you guys who drink CO2, like any kind of carbonated beverages, if that's a smart thing for you to be doing right now. I'd say not, right? So just consider that. Maybe lay off the mineral, or lay off your club soda or your whatever. I'm going to assume you don't drink any soft drinks, but anything that's got CO2 in it, your body's trying to get it out really hard. So don't, okay? Just be kind. No, nothing. Desiree, we were there. Everybody was in the room, promise, on Saturday. Yeah. I don't know if you maybe hit a number wrong and went into somebody else's room that wasn't there, but we were definitely all there on Saturday. And Saturday video is up. So if you missed it, all you have to do is go online. For those of you who, I think if you just search Ginger Hooven, you'll find the channel. But the channel is Casa San Juan. The channel is on my webpage, it's on our webpage for www.casasanjuan.com.gt, super important, .com.gt, no GT, no Casa San Juan mine. You go to like a million other Casa San Juans. So on there, just scroll a little bit down and you'll find the link directly to our YouTube channel. And all the classes that I've done so far, except one, maybe two. I think the one the other day when I was having like schizophrenic with the with the computer, I didn't upload, but everything else has been uploaded. So if you have a day, and tomorrow, if you don't want to do Spanish, go back and get an old class and come on and see what we've been doing all along. Okay. So hopefully everyone is eating well. Remember some of the really important things about Ayurveda. First is good amount of sleep. We repair ourselves, we heal ourselves in our sleep. So we really need sleep. So if you aren't sleeping as well as you would like, just remember there are some very soft herbs out there, chamomile, manzanilla, tilo, that's called linden. Lots of herbs that can help you start drinking those teas from 12 noon on. No caffeine at all, zero caffeine. One of the things that's the highest interferon is dandelion tea. So if you can have like half dandelion, half chamomile, that's the perfect blend for an afternoon evening tea to help you feel relaxed and be able to get some good sleep. Remember, the other thing in Ayurveda is no naps, zero naps. It screws up your whole system to nap. And I know that that's kind of a thing, but you would also never, ever nap after a meal. You might lie on your left side for anywhere from 10 minutes without going to sleep, but upright a little bit so that you're holding the food in your stomach instead of letting it rush down into your duodenum. So it is recommended, or it's called Vamakushti, and you can lie on your left side after a meal for like 10 minutes and no more, but kind of like on a chaise lounge, not down, because that can cause an acid reflux, okay? And not taking naps. And the other thing that's super important is eat a good meal and no snacking. So if you're hungry, eat another meal. Just get rid of your snacking habit. If you're eating and snacking and eating and snacking, you are not eating enough at your meal. So it means that it's like putting raw rice into the rice cooker. So you got the rice cooker just about ready to go. That whatever you ate at your last meal is getting all nice and liquid and turning into chyme and getting ready. And then you dump in some raw stuff. So just give it time to process. Try to have 4 hours between meals and eat nice sized meals, minimum of 4. A pitta that has a big digestion can't go usually longer than 4, but a kapha can go 6. So just decide what your times are. Here at the house now, we're trying 2 meals a day. We're eating breakfast around 10:30, 11, and then having dinner around 5. And they're both pretty big meals. So just trying to let my digestion rest from that point on until the next morning. That sort of halfway fasting that is good for most of us, and really good for our blood sugar, and good for maintaining the way that the cells need to go in and get their nourishment in the small intestine. So any questions about anything? When you don't ask me questions, I just start talking, and you never know where I'm going to go. Anybody? Anything? Okay. Well, I fussed at you about CO2, I fussed at you about napping, and I fussed at you about snacking between meals. So I will stop fussing today and tell you how glad I am that you are here for your practice, because just doing asana, pranayama, meditation a little bit every day can keep us really grounded through this crisis. And seeing each other, I feel so connected when I look out and I just try to ride that ether, that akash, that space, and just try to be with you and feel your presence. And I feel like I do feel your presence, and I really, really appreciate your being here with me. Yes, Hope is asking about, she's having a neck and a stiff jaw pain. There is something really good to do all day long. Anytime you find yourself at your tea, because you're supposed to be drinking hot water all day during this. We all know that. That's, every country has said hot water every 20 minutes. So when your hot water tea kettle, tense your jaw, relax your jaw. Tense your jaw, relax your jaw, tense your jaw, relax your jaw a few times. You're just learning to try to untense it, just to relax. So every time you hit your tea kettle, soften your jaw. You know how we say, that is really good. That guy we thought in middle school that was like, he was enlightened. He knew that not holding your jaw meant no ego. And we didn't know that yet, and we thought he was weird. If you can just let go of your jaw a few times a day, just let it go. So Hope, just remember, tea kettle, loosen the jaw. Tea kettle, loosen the jaw. Okay. Dandelion root or leaf, it can be both. We have a mixture. Ours is a mixture of twigs and leaves all together. Anything else? I think that's, let's see. Okay, good. Anything? Oh yeah, eye pressure reminders, you're welcome, my dear Cordia. Excellent. Okay. Great. All right. So thank you all so very much. It's been wonderful spending the morning with you, and I also hope to see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place.